continuing our conversation now with Lauren Maillian. And Lauren, you're talking tech right now, which is a language that I'm very familiar with. And we weren't getting money. Black folk weren't getting money from VCs when this whole thing started. After the 2007, 2008 financial collapse, the last time, Black people lost $1.4 trillion in wealth because of housing, for instance. What now is happening in the tech sector with regards to the fact that, yes, PPE money may be available for the person that owns the beauty salon or the barbershop or something like that. But if you want to do a tech venture, how do you manage to get further ahead than we were before COVID-19?
You know, it's a wonderful question. And again, this is where we see such a fork in the road when you're looking at the traditional businesses that might have run payroll versus the tech startups or companies that are working to really accelerate digitization in one way or another. You're often outsourcing. It's just what you're doing. And often it's the most cost-efficient way to stand up your idea and to get to your MVP, to get to your minimal viable product. And that's what every entrepreneur wants to do. They want to prove that their idea is worthy and that it is worth backing. And in addition to that, when you go out to the fundraising environment, you want to prove that you are financially efficient as well and that you are going to stretch every dollar that you're given. That meant for women of color who were in innovative spaces and relying on a lot of outsourcing, that was not an option for them because you're using the gig economy, you're using contractors, you're doing what you thought was the right thing.
Yeah, you don't have employees. So
you don't technically have employees, but you have a team, right? And a lot of this legislation was not written for a team. It was written for employees, or it was written for for someone other than those who we typically serve at Digital Undivided.
So when you talk about 12% say that they can't pay themselves a sustainable wage, what happens to those Black female or Black or Latinx entrepreneurs in the tech field that want to get ahead but just can't afford to? They actually say, I got to go out and get a job.
I really hope that they come to us at Digital Undivided, and I really hope that they come through some of our programs, because that's also what we're seeing. And I've been seeing this for a few years here at Digital Undivided, but that a lot of the women who come through the program, our mission is to drive inclusivity in innovative spaces for Black and Latinx women. We started with a mission that was really focused on those building, those creating, and it is still focused on that. But what we have seen over the years is a trend where maybe your startup doesn't go on to succeed. That doesn't mean that you didn't do an excellent job in our program. That doesn't mean that you were not worthy or that your business was not viable. That just meant that you had the wrong mix of timing, resources, and access. And that is often what happens. Those three things just don't come together at the right time. But what we do see is that those women who come through our programs or even a part of our community are able to then say, you know what, I'm going to take this startup tech experience and I'm going to go get a job. And now all of a sudden your startup experience, even though you maybe didn't meet the milestones that you wanted, serve as the perfect job experience, real life kind of school of hard knocks job experience, which goes back to what I was saying prior. We see a lot of women of color that are self-taught in some of these spaces because they are so hungry to be in spaces of innovation.
Lauren Maillian from New York, thanks for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.